final of the Liverpool Mimir. And these questions are set by the Wirral League, and they are correct as of the 19th of January 2016.
Happy birthday,
A
Ross.
very good date. Very good date. As I might, it might well be, it's also Jim Eccleston's birthday that day, so he might have tasted.
That could be a question when it's Jim Eccleston's birthday.
Yeah, it could be. That will be answer. Right, number one, round one. Rod, which politician is married to Laura Alvarez?
Jeremy Corbyn.
Correct. Second question. With which sport do you associate Britain's Charlie Hull? That's C-H-A-R-L-E-Y.
Sorry, spell the surname.
Hull, H-U-L-L, and it's Charlie, C-H-A-R-L-E-Y.
Basketball.
No.
Right.
Golf is correct. And the last question, the third question, what nationality is Man Booker Prize winner Eleanor Catton or Caton, C-A-T-T-O-N? Eleanor Catton.
Canadian.
No.
Mark.
New Zealand.
Yes.
That's what we found out on Monday.
Yeah.
I said, I thought she was Canadian.
Mark, first question. Who is the current father of the house?
I think it's 7 plus half an hour ago. Kaufman.
Does come up. Second question. With which sport do you associate Britain's Joanna Konta? K-O-N-T-A.
Tennis.
Lawn tennis.
She's only number one, I think.
Yep. Your third question. What nationality is the Man Booker Prize winner Marlon James?
I'll guess. Canadian.
No.
Chris.
Jamaican?
Correct.
Bob Marley, it was a good guess.
Yeah. Chris,
Who's
your
born
three
on
questions.
my birthday?
What surname is shared by a member of Jeremy Corbyn's shadow cabinet and an 8-time major golf winner?
Watson?
Yes. Tom, but Watson is... No. Your second question, with which sport do you associate Britain's Dinah Asher Smith?
Athletics.
Yes.
Yes.
And the third question, what nationality is Man Booker Prize winner Richard Flanagan?
Irish?
No,
Mark.
He's American.
he is not American. Anybody else? Nobody else? Anybody
He's
else?
Australian.
Australian. Yeah, North Road and all that. And Brian, your first question. Which constituency does Jeremy Corbyn represent in Parliament?
Newcastle.
No.
Chris.
Islington? North Islington.
I would accept it's Islington North. That's what it is. Being a final, we can be tough. Second question. With which sport do you associate Britain's Fran Halsall?
These are mine, aren't
These
they?
are yours.
She's a Swiss.
She's a Swiss. And the last one, what nationality is Man Booker Prize winner Margaret Atwood? She is Canadian.
It's the end of the first round. Rod has 1, Mark has 3, Chris has 4, Ryan has 3.
And the bonuses are Rod has none yet, Mark has 2, Chris has 2, and Brian has 1.
Right. Can you all hear, by the way?
Yes,
Okay, round 2. Rod, your first question. In terms of area, which is the second largest lake in North America? Second largest.
Lake Huron.
Is right. Second question. In which decade was Mozart's opera The Magic Flute first performed? Decade.
The 1790s.
Is correct. 1791. Third question. Which famous woman, not a cartoon character, had the maiden name Bouvier? Bouvier.
Jacqueline Kennedy.
Is right. And that's it. Mark. In terms of area, which is the second largest lake in Africa?
Lake Tanganyika.
Correct. Second question. In which decade was Puccini's opera La Bohème first performed? No.
No offers.
No offers. Anybody know?
1877.
No, 1890s. 1896. Wasn't that the Olympics or something? Your third question, which I will spell after mispronouncing it. Which famous woman had the maiden name Sklodowska? Sklodowska.
Marie Curie.
Yes. Sorry for any Polish people here, apologise. Chris, in terms of area, which is the second largest lake in Asia?
The Aral Sea.
No.
Rod?
Lake. Excuse me. Lake Balkash.
Not down here.
Mark?
Lake Baikal.
Correct. I don't know if that's the same lake or not,
No,
or you
no,
just
no.
mispronounced it, but I'll go by what's down here. Your second question, Chris. In which decade was Bizet's opera Carmen first performed?
1910s.
No.
Mark?
1870s.
Correct, 1875. And your third question, Chris. Which famous woman had the maiden name Duarte? D-U-A-R-T-E.
Eva Peron.
Correct. Brian, in terms of area, which is the second largest lake in Europe?
Constance.
No.
Rod?
Lake Onega.
Correct. What was that? Your second question, Brian. In which decade was Verdi's opera La Traviata first performed?
$1900s.
No.
Mark?
1880s?
No. Anybody?
1960s.
1853.
Wow.
And your last question, Brian. Which famous woman had the maiden name La Vaughan Robinson? Vaughan Robinson is hyphenated. Need an answer. No.
Chris.
Chris.
Michelle Obama.
Correct. End of a round.
Mrs. Robinson, never heard the other name before.
And in round 2, Rod has 5, Mark has 7, Chris has 6, Brian has 3.
Bonuses?
That's right. Rod has 2 bonuses, Mark has 5, Chris has 3, and Brian has 1.
Right, round 3. Rod. Cassiterite is an ore of which metal? Spelled cassiterite.
Tin.
Tin. Which car manufacturer makes, made, the Diablo sports car? Diablo.
Renault.
Nope.
Mark?
Maserati?
Nope. Anybody?
Lamborghini.
Yeah. Lamborghini.
Drive on.
Oh,
Yep.
I'd say.
Yeah.
What it was.
So I've got a red one. Rod, your third question. Isabella of France was the wife of which English king?
Edward II.
Correct. Mark. Cinnabar, Cinnabar, is an ore of which metal?
Mercury.
Correct. Second question. Which car manufacturer makes, made the Corvette Stingray sports car?
Chevrolet.
Yes. Third question. Elizabeth of York was the wife of which English king?
Henry VII.
Correct. Chris, malachite is an ore of which metal?
Copper.
Which car manufacturer makes, made the Firebird sports car?
Toyota.
No.
Rod?
Pontiac.
Pontiac. And your last question. Matilda of Flanders was the wife of which English king?
Stephen.
No.
Brian?
Henry I. Henry I.
No.
Mark?
William I.
Yes. Billy won. Brian.
Tapestry illusion.
Instrumental.
Galena is an ore of which metal? Yep. Which car manufacturer made the Chimera sports car?
Did you say Chimera?
Okay, Chimera.
Rolls Royce.
No.
Mark?
I'm going to withdraw, I can't think of one. I thought it might come to me, that was.
Anybody know?
Toyota.
No. It's more local than that. TVR.
Ah, yeah, of course it was. Remember you answered that?
All the others around the world, this one was in Blackpool.
Yeah.
Your last question, Brian. Margaret of Anjou was the wife of which English king?
Henry VI.
Yes. End of a round.
The end of round 3. Rod has 8, Mark has 11, Chris 7, and Brian 5.
Rod has 3 bonuses, Mark 7, Chris 3 and Brian 2.
Right. Rod. I'll spell it after mispronouncing it. What is the common name for the African mammals of the family Galligaidid? Galagdac.
Bush babies.
Is right. Second question. In Greek mythology, who was the wife of Agamemnon who murdered him on his return from the Trojan War?
Clytemnestra.
Is right. Third question. In terms of population, Billings is the largest city in which US state?
Montana.
Is right. Mark, what is the common name for the African mammal Canis adustris? Adustus. Adustus. Canis adustus.
Hyena.
No.
Chris?
Jackal.
Correct. Side stripe, but jackal is the main one. And Mark, third question. Second question. In Greek mythology, who was the wife of Jason who aided him in his quest for the Golden Fleece?
Medea.
Correct. The third question. In terms of population, Wilmington is the largest city of which US state?
Delaware.
Yes. And Chris, what is the common name of the African mammal Vulpes zerda? It looks like a Z-E-R-D-A.
Let's go for the fennec fox.
Yes. Very good. Second question. In Greek mythology, who helped Theseus kill the Minotaur and was abandoned by him on the island of Naxos?
Ariadne.
Correct. Third question. In terms of population, Portland is the largest city in which US state?
Maine.
Correct. Ryan, first question. What is the common name of the African mammal Suricata suricata?
Could you spell?
Yes. Suricata. And the same as...
Meerkat.
Yes. That's a good insurance question. Very good. Second question. In Greek mythology, who was the wife of Odysseus who remained faithful to him despite his 20 years' absence from his home on Ithaca?
Penelope.
Yes. And the last one, guess what? In terms of population, Manchester is the largest city of which US state?
Pennsylvania.
No.
Rod?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. And you use this week. Right, end of a round.
The end of round 4. Rod has 12. Mark has 15. Sorry, 13. 13. Chris has 11. Brian has 7. So 12, 13, 11, 7.
Those are 4 to Brian, 4 to Rod, 7 to Mark, 4 to Chris, and 2 to Brian.
Right, going into the last round. Rod, your first question. Cuban Xavier Sotomayor currently holds the world record at which athletics event?
The high jump.
Yes. Second question. Which 1974 Broadway musical by Jerry Herman features the songs I Won't Send Roses and Movies Were Movies? Name the musical.
The producers.
No.
Brian?
Is right. And your third question, Rod. Who wrote the 2015 best-selling novel, The Girl on the Train? See if you've got a memory.
Caitlin Moran.
No.
Chris?
Paul Davies.
No.
Mark?
I can think of, I'll have to pass, I know it's Paul.
Come on, David. Come on.
Paul
Paul Hawkins. Yes.
I knew it was Paul.
I knew before. I've read the book as well.
Right. Right, children, please. Quiet, there's a final going on here, please. Mark, your first question. American Randy Barnes currently holds the world record of which athletic event?
Decathlon.
No.
Chris?
Discus.
No. Anybody?
Shot put.
Yes. Men's. Randy says it says here men's. It's quite right as well. Your second question, Mark. Which 1977 Broadway musical by Charles Strauss features the songs It's a Hard Knock Life and Tomorrow?
Annie.
Correct. Third question. Who wrote the 2014 best-selling novel, The Goldfinch?
Tart.
Correct. Donna Tartt.
You dressing up as a robber?
Yeah?
I had to be, there's two rooms up behind him, I don't say that.
Right. Chris. American Ashton Eaton currently holds the world record at which athletics event?
Hammer.
No.
Brian?
100 metre hurdles.
No.
Mark?
That's the Decathlon.
Well done. You're smiling too much then. You look like you're
Can't see him smiling.
Chris. Which 1964 Broadway musical by Julie Stein features the songs Don't Rain on My Parade and People?
On you go.
Yes.
Well done.
Who wrote the 2014 best-selling novel Gone Girl?
Flip.
Right, and the last three questions to Brian. Kenyan David Rudisha currently holds the world record at which athletics event?
800 metres.
Correct. Which 1966 Broadway musical by Kanda and M features the songs Tomorrow Belongs to Me and Maybe This Time? Cabaret. The last question. Who wrote the 2015 best-selling novel Go Set a Watchman?
Robinson.
No.
Chris?
Harper Lee.
Harper Lee. It's the carry on from very good. I won't read out. Oh, what do you
final scores,
It was written before.
Rod 13, Mark 16, Chris 14, Brian 10.
Very good.